So in today's video, I want to go over the differences between buying a house subject to debt and doing seller finance. Let's get into it. So the two examples I'm going to give you will be this house that we got subject to the debt, and then I'll show you guys this one that we got on seller finance. So when it comes to subject to, this is only pertaining to deals where there's an existing debt, an existing mortgage on the property. So the example I'm giving you guys, we came across this woman. She had this house and her asking price on it was $300K. That's full retail value. I can't just go to the bank or reach into my pocket cash and give this person full retail if it's a rental. That doesn't make sense as an investment, but when we get creative, we can make sense of paying retail or more. So this seller wanted $300,000, but they also had a mortgage roughly around $300,000. So this seller had zero equity in the property, no equity at all. So no matter who buys this house, the seller's walking away with nothing. They're gonna walk with zero. So what we're looking at with subject to is not going to go get a mortgage to pay off the existing mortgage. I just wanna take over the existing mortgage in place. Now, when I say taking over the existing mortgage, a lot of people think I'm talking about assuming the loan. Oh, you're gonna assume it. No. First off, most loans today are not assumable. And when it comes to assuming a loan, you have to qualify. You gotta have good credit, depending on the lender. You gotta have job history, tax returns, all that stuff. I don't wanna get involved in any of that. The way we buy these homes is subject to the debt. And so what that means is, seller, let's leave the debt in place. You got this mortgage, right? Let's leave the mortgage in place. Let's keep that in your name, and I'll agree to take over the payments on it. I'll be responsible for making those payments, but I get the deed. So basically, let's leave the debt in place. I'll take over the payments, but I get the deed. So I get the deed. So as you can see, with buying the house subject to debt, there was no down payment. I didn't need credit. I didn't need proof of income. Nothing. And there is a million plus sellers that are in this position, no equity, and they're just willing to give you the house. So now let's talk about the other deal I did. This was all done on seller finance. So seller finance is really only done when there is no existing mortgage. So this seller here, same deal. Oh yeah, I want $250 for the house. I want retail. Well, seller, for me as an investor, I can't pay $250. I gotta be at like $150 to buy it outright, to do a cash deal. No, that ain't gonna work. And so like most wholesalers, that's a dead lead, but this could be an easy seller finance deal. So it said, seller, look, it's either $150 cash, or if you're open to it, I'll give you what you're asking. I'll give you that $250, but I need you to be my bank. I need you to sell to me on terms. And this seller was like, well, what does that mean? What does that look like? And basically I said, look, we'll agree on your price. I'll give you the $250, but I need to do it in installments. So I'm gonna make payments to you every single month. I'm gonna take full possession of the house, so it's gonna become my house. We're gonna close on it. But again, you're just gonna be my bank. So I'll make payments to you. I pay the taxes, I pay the insurance, I take care of all the maintenance, the tenant that I put in there, everything, and you're just my bank. And the seller was totally open to that. So basically what happened was I got the deed, a mortgage was drawn up. So instead of me taking over the debt with Wells Fargo, the seller became my Wells Fargo. The seller became the bank for me. Now, some of you guys would probably ask him, why would a seller do that? So the reason why this seller was open to doing seller finance was because the house was sitting on the market for 100+ days. They had a bunch of lowball offers, exactly where I was for a cash deal, and they're just not willing to go that low. The house was vacant and they just wanted the price they wanted. They didn't care how they got it. They just wanted to get that number. So they were totally open to it for that reason. They get the price that they want. The other big reason that we run into a lot with seller finance deals is they're tired landlords, and that's exactly what this was. Tenant moved out, needed a little cleanup, and they're just done playing landlord. They don't want to play landlord no more. And so one of the biggest upsides to that is, hey, I'll give you the full ask. You'll still get the cash flow. You don't have to deal with the tenant, and you don't have to deal with any maintenance. So for both of us, that's a home run. Not only do I get a house for free, no down payment, no interest, no credit, nothing, but they still get the magic number they wanted. They get that full ask, no headaches attached, and they get real passive income. So again, guys, the biggest differences between subject to and the seller finances, subject to is only pertaining to sellers that have an existing debt on the property. We're taking over that debt. When there is no debt, it's seller finance. The seller becomes our bank. All right, guys, that is it for today's video. If you want to learn more about creative finance, not only click the subscribe button down below, but also in the bio, you're going to see a link to join our private Discord. In the Discord, not only do you get a full course on creative finance, but in there I host weekly Zooms where I could hold your hand going through deals, calling sellers for you, and walk you step by step to you getting your first free home. If you guys have any questions, put them down in the comments. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.